And good morning from the Festival of Transport in Hellingly. This is the first time we've been to this rally, so it should be quite good. It looks really big, a lot to see and do. So anyway, you know what to expect, you know what to see, so let's have a look around.
It was taken out of service and some of the volunteers took it all to bits. But as people do, they moved on and it never got finished. It sat in a shed up at Tanno down for over a decade. But standing on Windsor were big engines. They were what we call AA7 sounders. That means they were the biggest of their class. And they had a class of 6 of those that at the end of the First World War were destined to go to Russia. Well, of course, they got huge fields that they could plough out there. And no, of course, the Russians then had the revolution before the war. I think all the landed gentry were running out of money, and there we are. So it did all the later engines. Very hard working engines, a lot of more work involved in that than ploughing. And they lasted right through till the early 2000s. They were the longest running longest working ploughing engine in the UK. In fact, probably anywhere. And I was going to say, they don't pull a plough, they work one at one end of the field and one at the other, or one end of the lake and one at the other. And over the plough on the dredge, it's pulled between them. That's what that ridge stuff is underneath and mounted horizontally. So if you just picture that they pull the plough backwards and forwards across the field, which sounds laborious, but in actual fact it ploughs 5 times as much as the tractor can, because it works with a plough with several tines. So when John Power invented the idea, it revolutionised farming. So many going along, there's I'm not going to miss any. Ebenezer going round the corner there at the bottom without the canopy is a road roller built in 1923 by Abeling and Porter and was new to the firm of Cumberland and Wakefield, who by faith were Jewish, and they called it Ebenezer, which I haven't had a contradiction on that. In Hebrew it's transcribed as a worker in stone, which basically is very appropriate for a steamroller. Ebenezer, as I say, went to work in 1923, and it was the first job it had in London, because Cumberland Wakefield were London contractors, was building the road to Wembley Stadium. Not the one we know now, but the one with the Twin Towers, the original Wembley Stadium. Hello, he's back, that's good. Mr. Gurr's back. Yeah, he's going to go around with the Stanley steamer, and now we've got so many things to talk about. I'll talk about all this actually. The Wallace and Stevens going in front of me now is being driven entirely by the owner's son, James, who's I think 9 years old. And so it's very unsafe and it's likely to crash straight through the barrier any minute. No, absolutely not. No, he's extremely confident, and his dad said he's going so slowly. But James has really got it right. He's done it so many times, and we've been together on the road. He's under supervision, don't worry. He's a great lad. He's done quite a bit on the cleaning this morning, but his dad's got far more dirty than he did. It's owned by Jeff Bowen, who's come all the way down from Cumbria, and my son joint owners of this, and behind, and he's just sitting on these wood johns. They always try to carry a bit of extra water. And now here comes Lionheart. And those of you on this side of the arena, as it goes round, will see that it was built by Abeling and Porter. Again, that name keeps coming up to the road, and as it went round, it ripped the old road surface up. But then along behind that would come a bunch of navvies with shovels and wheelbarrows, and all the road surface had to go. It was very labour intensive, but at least you could do the both jobs with the same engine. Ebenezer's going round again. Now, another road roller, but this time not an Abeling and Porter, comes from the makers of Fowler, of Glory, the 1904, and it was actually I wrote it in 2020, but it just came out last month, and just giving a bit of the history, and Jonathan just talking to me about how he's enjoyed all the problems he's had, but it's the joy he's had out of owning it over all these years, and he's looked after immaculately and has won awards for that. He really is proud of that engine, and so he should be. The next engine in front of me here, hiya, is Jess, the one with Southern Traction written on the top. That's a Marshall engine. Marshalls were built at Gainsborough, and it's pausing for breath. Getting the years, and it's called Jess. It spent most of its working life in Tasmania, which, as you know, is the island for work. Very heavy, and that's what that engine was used for. General purpose agricultural engine. And going past me now, and they're coming thick and fast, is Bob Watto, and the owner of the speedboat is there as well. This is Bob's steam power ploughing engine. Right, yes, I'm just getting the registration number. Just make sure I get the right ploughing engine. Yeah, built in 1940 and used a bit of Wiltshire, and then went to the Steeple Steam Ploughing Company of Southminster in Essex. Well, that's its history, way back at the time of the First World War. That was the year the First World War broke out. Now, we've lost pretty well all our First World War veterans, but this engine has outlived us all. built in 1914, went through several owners in the Kent area. Bob Watts bought it a few years ago. He's up at 5 Ash Down. And, no, 5 Ashes, this gentleman's 5 Ash Down. Always never get those mixed up. The two people in the village are very proud of they're not the same village. Anyway, Bob's got it, and he had a major rebuild job to do. And he's got a workshop up in his yard. Well, it's a big yard, and they did nearly as much work as possible in the workshop. So a lot of that work was done locally. It's a huge engine. We're talking 20 tons there. And he's going backwards there. He's demonstrating on this one what is being demonstrated with this Wallace and Stevens advance, admirably, by Mr. Wilkie, who is the landlord of the Pig and Butcher at 5 Ash Down. A very good pub. I must say, I'm not saying because Jeff Ian's here. I'm not in a free beer out of it, but he's demonstrating why this is one of the reasons this is called an advance. He's going forward, and you see he didn't stop. He went from backwards to forwards without stopping, because it was designed when the advent of what we now take for granted as hot asphalt. Hot asphalt was being laid, and you can't stop when you're laying hot asphalt, otherwise it gets stuck to the wheels, and the engine will make a dent in the road. So Wallace and Stevens came up with this design. There's lots of things I could bore you to death for half an hour on the different advances, but you can see he just put that straight into reverse and it didn't stop. If you try doing that with your car, you've wrecked your gearbox. Thank you for doing that demonstration. It's actually what I better like to say. Lots of advantages. It's worm and pinion steering. It's got twin-cylinder duplex cylinders. It's all round a totally new engine. It didn't come until the 1930s, right at the end of steam. In front of me now, and there's so many all at once, is Jupiter, which is, you'll see it later because we're doing a demonstration in the ring with this one. It's got a change to Sentinel, built at Shrewsbury, and unlike the others, they've all got what we call locomotive boilers. They're all horizontal, like some of the tank engines, you like, steam boilers. This one has a vertical boiler, and it's in the cab with the driver, producing steam at 280 pounds, high pressure steam, 280 pounds per square inch of pressure. Very powerful machine, but I don't like sitting next to that boiler, which I have done, I'm sure you. But as it goes round, you'll see it's like a big bicycle. It's got a huge chain underneath. The steam engine is just at the back there underneath. It's driving the rear wheels of the steam timber tractor. And at the back, it's a separate steam engine to drive the winch, which you'll see in action later. And we'll talk a bit more about that then, I hope. Now, what the advance is doing is just carefully covering up the fact that creeping in behind is an engine which I apologise to, I forgot to talk about yesterday. Probably one of the most important engines in the Dorchester collection because it's called Rebecca, and it was the first one that Claude ever bought. And he brought it straight to the Ministry of War Department of the Forestry Park in Ashdown Forest in the 1940s, and he got away with it because he said he was going to use it on his farm. He couldn't get a steam engine into the war, which he did, of course, on what was then called Bracer Lands, and 2 farms he had up the Hadlow down. Gold medal tractor. Very quickly, we had the beginnings of petrol-driven light vehicles, and we had towards the end of steam. In 1904, the RAC ran trials to see what was the most efficient vehicle. The most reliable in the trial that came out as the top class for reliability, the most efficient use of the coal, etc., was the Burrell. And that's why he got the gold medal, and the whole class became known as the gold medal tractors. That engine recently, with my son in charge, completed a trip to Normandy in France. Now, obviously it didn't run with the fire out, obviously, but it did that run to France and back, all under its own steam. And where we got? I'll move along to Gunner, which is coming close. So Wallace and Stevens. And now we're talking about light tractors, but this is Wallace and Stevens' answer to Burrell's gold medal tractor. And frankly, guys just said it's superior. Now, I don't want to get into a fight, but I was just about to say there's nothing in it. It's just as good. It's not superior. It was just the way it was on the day. I mean, it's got very good marks on the day on the trial, and it's the same. It's got they take the load, no trouble at all. Hello, we've got the bowl here. This would be a 4-inch. 4-inch called midge. They go by scale, so that just very quickly, if you're working in old-fashioned inches, 12 inches equals a foot, so that 12 inches full size. 12 inches. 6 inches therefore will be half size, and 4-inch scale will be 1/3 full size. So as these go around, they're either 3 or 4-inch scale, and I think we've got half size frozen somewhere, but not on the field at the moment. So that's what they are. That's in comparison to the full-sized engine. And in fact, one or two of them were made specifically to work in limited areas of work where they wanted a steam engine but hadn't got the space for a big one. But that was pretty rare. There were people who, because you can take it home and put it in your garage, leave your expensive motor car outside. Tasker's Little Giant P2 based on that. Tasker's, of course, were the makers in Hampshire. I must say, I've not seen this, as they say. I'm going to do a slow race test. I've got the head of the steam marshal with me, Mr. Peter Haney, who's trustee of the Corgetto collection. I say I've already mentioned their name because we've got several of their engines here today. So what we're going to do is, if you want to shut me up, which I'm sure you do, please, the Vessel Transport Steam Orchestra. Now, if you've got youngsters in the audience, put their hands over their heads, because this could be very loud when they get round to it. There's trendy engines in here. And, but everybody, it's part of the tradition to always sound the whistles on, especially on the Sunday afternoon. Wake people up that have had a big Sunday lunch and having a kick. I went deaf a long time ago when I was riding on these. When they finish the orchestral concert, we're going to ask them to leave the arena, and the ones that want to stay behind, we're going to have, unfortunately, what we used to do, we used to always have lots of fun and games in the arena, with races and slaloms and everything else, but I'm afraid that the safety officers don't want us racing 20-ton engines in the arena, although it can be done perfectly safely. We've done it for years. But when we weren't made up roads, when a lot of the roads were just basically car roads and gravel roads, not turn or asphalt, as it's not today. They all ran out of metal wheels. And the first one on the same road, it doesn't do the road that's worse than that, it doesn't do the driving, because it just goes right through your legs and it goes on. Stanley or I would say, you're not the best. There's nothing like it, it's fine. You don't touch the back for a second. That's the way it is. For a big road car, anyway, it's down, you won't get hopefully the shit. So don't worry about that. Secondly, you take on the rest of them. They are not free for people like me who've got bad feet. And I'm around again, and I used to think that if we do something on it, it's no longer. But the next one is very good, so there are no people there. So you can't even tell everyone else. You want people there to be. And we'll show you that you can help the children, obviously, if you're something. So don't worry about it. You don't know. And the lady was, and the driver was real style. Let's run this traffic. Okay, look. Yeah, we've got left, but plenty of engines. Yeah.
It's a 1982, I think it is, Bedford CF2 Pioneer.
And to Kevin as well, who I know is listening in, one of his favourite songs, so I hope you enjoyed that. Love how they come back again, eh? Love how they come back again.
We've had this band for 40 years now.
40 years, yeah.
We've taken it to France, Normandy a couple of years ago today, but the year before lockdown we went to Normandy in it, that was really good.
So the next couple of hours are going to go.
Been reliable, is it?
Pardon? Yeah,
It's got a different engine in it though, isn't it?
It's got a diesel engine in it now.
Yeah, it had a
It did have a petrol, but now
petrol
it's got
slant 4 engine originally.
now
It's got a diesel.
yeah, it's got a diesel one in it now.
Yeah.
We've had a lot of trouble with leaking, but it's absolutely fine now.
So, yeah. A 1968 Comma Jennings, all original and restored, looking good. Another rare Comma turned up next to the other one. The 2 Comma Jennings, I think they are. Got an old Volkswagen T25, is that?
We are. We're none of us taking it notice. Every single one's different here. Everybody has one. Oh, lovely. Yeah.
Let Chrissy do it. Better driver training.
I can't change gear. I keep punching you.
You won't have to change gear. I don't know.
Yeah, it's nice to see it.
Yeah. No, because I was going to give you a ring.
It would be good.
To get a proper picture.
Yes, it would be good. If you do find it, I would like to take everyone a picture and stay in it.
Yeah. 4 or 5 weeks at the front, but yeah, to last 10 years.
Yes.
Well, 80 years.
Building up to it.
at the size of this sunbeam. Nice old motor, really massive. Look at the length of it. Going into the sun here, but hopefully you can see it. Size of them headlights, look, crazy. We've got another rarity on our rally field, an old Saab. Would that be 1974, I guess? M-Reg. Nice old Lanchester. This little row of Austin 7s, is it Austin 7?
No, it's a something I built. It's an Austin 7 underneath chassis.
Yeah.
Chassis and the engine's all Austin, all the running gear, all been done up, all the lot, the chassis, everything, and it's got an aluminium body built for it.
Oh right.
And it's just a change. It's called an Ulster.
Okay. Oh right, yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think,
they
yeah.
raced them in Ireland to
Yeah.
start with years ago.
Oh right.
And they still race them here,
Yeah.
but not like that. They lower them a bit more and they tune the engines up to silly, ridiculous.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to drive one, but on
No.
the track it's different, isn't it? And it's quite a lot of work building that. Took me about a year, just over.
Very nice. Yeah.
The body's built by a specialist, the aluminium body, but you have to cut your bonnets in.
Yeah.
You machine it, everything, you've got to drill yourself, you've got to make brackets, all the mudguard brackets I made. There's lots you have to do.
Oh,
A lot
yeah.
of people start and never finish it.
That's right. Yeah.
You know, they do.
Mm.
Either run out of money or they just say, sod it, it's too much headache. It's just, you mustn't do that.
No.
You've got to like it. I'm good cook with my hands, so do things properly, measure things properly.
Yeah.
There's a lot to it.
Very nice. Yeah.
You know, spare wheel goes down in there.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
All right.
Drops down in, you've got storage in there,
Yeah.
and a tank here, and battery that side.
Neat, isn't it?
Yeah, it's quite, yeah. There's a tank there, actually. There's your tank and your battery box for safety.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's all
Quite
right.
nippy, I should think, isn't it?
Huh?
Quite fast little car.
Fast?
Yeah.
Well, not really.
No?
It's an Austin 7.
Yeah.
You know, when you get to 45, that's enough. It's
Yeah.
keeping it on the road straight.
Yeah.
They've got a mind of their own with these tyres, haven't they?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Shitting roads we got. It doesn't matter though, doesn't matter. I don't go hundreds of miles in it.
No.
10 or 20 miles to a do's is funny
Yeah.
far enough. All new, the carpets are all edged, look, see?
Oh yeah.
Had all them edged, I made all the carpets.
Oh,
and
did you?
Yeah, I did it, made the
Yeah.
seats. But I had them leathered, but I made the frameworks to look like two, but it's one, you see.
Mm.
They're separate. Used most of the old car. I'll show you the car it was, seeing that you're fairly interested. That's the car it was. It's in there somewhere it is. Was it every time I want a 5 say? I never car. There it is. That's the Ruby. How it looked. Used to look.
Oh yeah.
That's man. He couldn't cope with it. Like a dentist, he retired as a dentist, and thought he'd have a go at have a go at renewing the car, making it back to life. He couldn't cope with it.
No.
Too much rust in it, in the body. But the chassis was perfect. They always are. Chassis are always shit hot.
Yeah.
You know.
Well,
There's a lot of work in it though. You have to do the chassis up and then put new all the brakes and fucking nightmare. And then all the wiring and making all these brackets up myself and fit the mud guard underneath. Special bolts that they used to use. Fucking nightmare. Cost me 12,000 to build it.
Oh, yeah.
So, joke, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, you
Nice though, isn't it?
You want to do it, you have to do it.
Yeah.
It's over a period of time, which gives you a bit of a shock, really, all the cost of things. The engineers, I took the engineers to it, all in bits it was. A bloke who owned it as a car, took it up this car, it was all in them boxes, the engine was. So I took them, I sorted out all the best bits I could see, took it to the engineers in Brighton, and they completely renewed every moving part. I had to get all the stuff though, all the stuff.
Yeah.
Over £1,000 worth of bearings and clutter,
Yeah.
and they did it all.
Oh. Oh, yeah. Side valve engine, isn't it?
Yeah, side valve, yeah.
Yeah. What size is that, 900 or something like that?
There's 750.
750?
That's all they are.
Motorbike engine. Yeah.
It's a bit different after getting out of my Range Rover I've got at home.
Yeah.
I've got a big new Range Rover at home, which is 3 litre
Yeah.
turbo. This is 145 mile an hour thing.
Yeah.
A bit different, isn't it?
I know.
Yes, you accept it what it is. But I know someone has spent at least £8,000 on an engine for one of these for racing,
Yeah.
because they do them differently.
All right. Yeah. Yeah. That's
Special cranks, special with
Oh.
this, special with that.
camshafts and all that, I suppose.
They're all different.
Yeah.
valves, different
Higher
valves,
compression, I suppose, isn't it?
valve, all
Yeah.
sorts.
Yeah.
Bit of a nightmare, isn't it? I don't want that. I don't want to race one of these.
No. Nice 4-door Morris Minor. Got an early Volkswagen T2 bay window. It's an early one because the indicators are below the headlights. Later ones have them up there. It's another early bay window, isn't it? That's an early one. The lights at the bottom there.
Crossover.
Yeah.
Yeah. The last of the ones with the lights at the bottom, and they stuck them up further.
Okay. Yeah.
Are you filming? Because
Yeah.
I'm just about to be polishing. Yeah,
All over Italy.
all over Italy, yeah.
Reliable.
Pardon?
It's been
Well,
reliable.
it had a brand new engine
Oh,
built
did-
for it before
oh,
it went,
okay.
but it got finished a couple of days before.
Oh right.
And there was a few little issues like, you know, the tube for the fuel wasn't big enough, so it was struggling to get fuel
Oh,
enough.
okay. Yeah.
And that's my son's driving more than anything else. My son took it.
So it's 1640 or something like that?
1645, yeah, with high lift cams and straight cut cam gears and polished and ported.
Yeah.
It does go alright. But not with me driving it, because I'm doing 50.
Important things like fan belts and fans and water pumps, petrol pumps, salt gaskets. Haven't got any.
No.
Valve springs. You can
Oh, yeah,
just
yeah.
catch them there.
Yeah.
And the same the other side.
Oh, right, yeah.
It's just a twin, is it?
Yes.
Paint.
Yes. It's downhill all the way to the carburetor,
Yeah.
so you don't need a pump.
It seems like a motorbike.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I know I'm wrong because I know it already is, but
They're not pipes.
Was that the battery or
They're
something?
wires.
Oh, it's
They're
a
wires for the
ah.
battery. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was my son's idea because he said the battery looked untidy parked on there.
Yeah.
The can looks right.
yeah, I knew it wasn't. I knew, obviously knew it wasn't petrol, but
Yeah, sorry, I wasn't trying to put you down.
no. I see that as a wire, but I didn't.
Get the lid of the can off you too much.
Yeah, much rather. I think that's where we're going to head.
Too bad either. I don't know what's got the better headlights.
Do it, you know, I'll just. Well, just think that's
We can go and look and see what other ones are around.
Electric start on it as well. On the top there, isn't it?
That was?
Electric start there.
Oh, is it? Yeah, it's a electric start, isn't it?
I don't know.
Kickstart, isn't it?
It's got kickstart.
There.
No, they've got kickstart here, but that's. Oh no, I don't know. Hmm. It's got like a shaft on you and like a
Oh yeah, yeah.
got electric start on it.
Yeah, it doesn't click anything there, does it?
No. Such a lot here to see, isn't there? Goes right over everywhere, doesn't it? It's vast. Javelin. Some rare cars here, that's for sure. Union.
Well, that's the thing. That's what I was trying to do. At least get it running. So we're trying to go. Yeah.
Another rare one, Amphibious car, isn't it? See the propeller underneath.
Eh?
See both the propellers underneath there. Two propellers.
Yeah. She's got spare coil here. He's fixing one to get water.
Oh yeah, yeah. I think they use a Triumph, is it Triumph Herald engine or something like that? I think they used in here.
What make is it?
DWM, is that? Put it on there, DWM, I think. I don't know. First time I've seen one of these, anyway. Isn't it?
Leave it down there. I think this one.
Oh yeah.
Propellers for it.
Put your place of propellers, one of them. Yeah.
Look like the doors waterproof. Rubber, aren't they?
Yeah. Amphi car. Yeah. Got one for each foot. Dinky little cars.
Starting out now, all cars will not.
You need? Have you gone into there? So you can get your shopping.
He's never been shopping.
Not bad.
Where's that? Oh yeah, they are. Sutton Green, yeah, Sutton Green, Wellington. Crystal Palace, that'll do us.
Not even in the full
As you can see, not a lot of weather protection, but it's a summer cruising type machine. We'll pop those in the middle. Right. American Ford, the Thunderbird, classic car in its own right. Many different models, and I can't remember.
Well, thanks again for watching, guys. That was the complete tour of the Festival of Transport here in Hellingly. Hope you enjoyed it. Please subscribe, hit the like button, and I'll catch you next time.